Anthem's PSA. Everything else is exactly the same. Just Karen Beach is going to talk a little bit longer right here, and then we're going to throw 30-second PSA.
So the change is let's, because the mic is on, so I can see. Well, it just makes it easier that way to lose your place, you know. So at the end, Jim's gonna talk. He'll throw an anthem PSA.
But that's only 30 seconds.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome on this great Thursday morning as you walk into the Expo Hall. Your breakfast should be somewhat served. If so, please enjoy your breakfast this morning. My name is Rafael Sanchez with WRTV6. It is our pleasure to be here with you this morning on this great occasion. I'd like to welcome all of you. So, good morning, buenos dias, bienvenidos to the Little Red Door Cancer Agency's 12th annual Face of Hope Breakfast. It will be a great program because this morning we will share with you the amazing works of this organization, specifically how it helps our neighbors facing cancer make the most of life and make the least of cancer. Obviously, many of you are walking in, so that's okay. Please find your seats. Please begin to enjoy your breakfast. We have a packed day. We want to get you out of here before Saturday. So please, please, sit, eat, stop talking, eat some more, stop talking, find your seats, stop talking, keep eating, because we have a lot to do this morning. We are honored. We have a great program, so please welcome. It is great to be with you on this Thursday morning. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Thank you. It is your lucky day. get it out. Right, that would have been fun. So welcome. We ask that you please take your seats so we can begin our program. I know that many of you are just arriving. It is way too early to be up for many of you. Though some of my colleagues from RTV6, we've been up since 2 on the morning newscast. So this is our midnight. Welcome. Good evening, everybody. So please find your seats. Good morning and buenos dias to all of you. Welcome to the 12th annual Face of Hope breakfast from Little Red Door Agency. Can we give all the volunteers this morning a round of applause? I want to thank Little Red Door, first of all, for saving my marriage. You see, my wife's a school teacher, and she wanted me to wear red on Ed on Tuesday. I could not because obviously that's a political event, but here we go, honey. I'm wearing red today. So thank you. I should be on stage, so I'm driving the camera guy crazy, so I'm gonna go back to where I need to be. Often I just roam around, talk to people. Like, for example, I always feel bad for people sitting at table 1011 over in Alaska. But good morning, Alaska! It is great to be here with you this morning. Now, to also get your attention, the MC usually blah, blah, blahs and welcomes you to the breakfast, and you're like, oh my gosh, shut up already. What else are you gonna say? So what I try to do to keep you engaged, to keep you focused, not on me, but on the message we're gonna hear today, there have to be wardrobe changes, because otherwise, what the heck? Why are you here? So, I wanna make sure that I begin, because this will really catch your attention. So just wanna make sure you're focused. And for those of you who have sight issues, you will see after this. So stand by. I know, listen. I always dreamed of being in Las Vegas. So now welcome to the Face of Hope breakfast. Give yourself all a round of applause. Today is a great day. Today we're gonna talk about something that impacts many of our neighbors, our family members, our relatives. Cancer sucks. And you know, to have an organization like this one that stands up with families every day is a tough job, tough discussions to have. But these folks that work, the folks you are supporting today, make it happen. Make it happen. Bring peace of mind to so many of our neighbors. And for that, we are thankful as we approach this Thanksgiving week coming up. So we thank them for what they do. Please, now, to the stage, welcome Little Red Door's Director and CEO, Mr. Fred Duncan.
Yeah, I'm going to go back up here, Raphael. I'm not going to roam around so much. First off, thank you for coming and doing the breakfast this morning. I feel like we've stepped up.
I'm excited!
Yes, right? How exciting it is to have Raphael with us this morning. So thank you very much for that. Thank you, too, to all of you for coming this morning. You know, Raphael's not wrong in that this is a very important event for us. In fact, it's the largest fundraising event that we do every year. And without this event and without the success of this event, we couldn't do the work that we do to try to help cancer patients get through the journey. So thank you to all the table captains. So can I get the table captains, if they would, to stand so that we can say thank you to them? Some of you have heard the joke that this is a pyramid scheme. And it's actually not very far from the truth, because we're a small staff at Little Red Door with only a $2 million annual budget, trying to provide services to about 3,000 people every year. And it's really not possible for us to have the capacity to touch almost 1,400 people to get them to an event like this without the table captains. So we're really grateful to each of you for doing that and for joining our team, for a few months, starting along about in September, as you try to bring your friends and associates to come and help us in the work that we do. I have a few extra table captains that I'd like to say a special thanks to, if you don't mind. Olivia Schilder and Emma Mann. Where are you guys? Are you girls? Yeah, there's Olivia. So Olivia and Emma are our youngest table captains ever. They're volunteers at Little Red Door. Both are still in school, and both are setting a great example for all of you adults in the room about what the future of philanthropy looks like. Thank you very much. And yes, we've never had junior table captains before, so that's awesome. And of course, we have to say thank you to our great friend Jim Schultz, who's the only table captain we have for 12 full years. And unfortunately, that distinction traps him in this role for the rest of his life. So thanks to Jim for also setting a great example about being a table captain for us. So this past year, the Indianapolis community lost a titan of business and philanthropy in P.E. McAllister. And a few years ago, I told the story, I didn't identify him at the time, but I told the story of going on a call at P.E. because for those of you who don't know how fundraising works, that's how it works, right? We go on what we call calls, right? We reach out and say, can we come see you, talk about what we do, and ask folks to help us. And in my 30 minutes with him, he asked me the most insightful and pointed questions that any donor has ever asked me in my 20-year career working in the nonprofit sector. And a few years ago, I walked through those questions with you. I'm not going to do that this morning, but one of the questions that he hit me with that at his passing caused me to stop and reflect again on our board was he said, how much money does your board give you? And I'd never really had a donor ask me that before, although everyone knows that that's an important topic. And I typically don't talk about it in terms of how much does the board give, but I can tell you what the board minimum was, which is $1,000 a year, and I could talk about what the average was at that time, which was about $2,400 a year. So I did some fast math and gave him a number that he seemed to like because we got a gift and it was really great. But that caused me to really stop and think again about our board, and I just really want to take a moment to say a special thanks to our board, because our board is really generous. Last year, almost $90,000 in individual gifts came from our board of directors, which is really impactful to us. They're all table captains here this morning, yeah. So we're going to get them all to stand. You guys have jumped forward on the stand. So I'm going to ask our board of directors if they would stand, and let me say thank you to our board. We have a big board at Little Red Door, and there's always lots of candidates for it, but they come to lots of meetings, they introduce us to other donors, they take my phone call, they provide advice and counsel to me and to the rest of the senior staff when we have issues that come up. I say regularly that we have the best board in the city of Indianapolis, and I stand by that statement, and I'm humbled to get to spend time with all of them. This past summer, my partner Jim and I had the opportunity to vacation in London for a little while. And Jim and I love public transportation. And so we took the tube almost everywhere we went. We were fortunate to get to stay close by on it and had a lot of fun doing that. And I became really enamored of the sophisticated English voice saying, "Mind the gap." Now, I try to do that in a British accent, but it would be a terrible fail because I'm not good at that. But every time the doors would open, this little voice would say, "Mind the gap." And you probably can understand that means watch the gap, right? So, and there was really very good advice because every station was different, right? Sometimes the gap would be very minimal and you really couldn't even hardly tell it was there. And sometimes the gap would be big enough for your whole foot to go down in. The station heights would vary from place to place. And so the admonition to mind the gap, while it was fun for me, it was actually a really, really good admonition. And then I come back to Indianapolis, and we picked up a strategic planning process, what we're going to do over the next 4 years, getting us all the way through 2023. And we didn't make any great change to vision statement. We're still about making the most of life and the least of cancer. And we didn't make any great change to our mission statement, which is to provide services to medically underserved residents of central Indiana. So what we're doing instead is talking a lot about the how, right? How do we make the most of life and the least of cancer? What is it that we're going to do? And we have really come around to the concept of we're filling in the gap. And the gap is different over time. The gaps that people have today in getting their best outcome through a cancer treatment journey is different than the gaps people had 20 years ago, which is different than the gaps that people had 74 years ago when we started out. And we talk a lot about the stuff that we're going to do in that we're going to provide transportation, 30,000 trips this year. We're going to provide nutritional support to make sure cancer patients have enough weight to get through the cancer journey with 100,000 meals served this year. So we have all this stuff we want to do. In strategic planning, you talk a lot about stuff, right? Data. What are we going to do? What's that task that we're going to do? And it's easy, I think, to not think about the emotion of that. And yesterday, as we were doing the run-through here, and we were playing the videos that you're going to see here in a few minutes, I noticed that while everybody in the videos talked about the stuff, right, a trip, or a piece of nutrition, or nutritional supplements, or a fitness class, or whatever, almost everybody also landed on an emotional piece about the how that we filled the gap. And it caused me to understand that the biggest gap really isn't the thing, although the thing matters, but the biggest gap oftentimes is fear and uncertainty about how you're going to get through the journey. And I'm really proud that Little Red Door is so exceptional at filling that gap also, at helping people feel at least a little bit better about their experience, at letting them feel as though there's somebody else in their corner, there's somebody else who understands what's happening to them and knows how to help them get through that piece. Aristotle wrote a little bit about friendship. I actually did my master's thesis on the role of friendship in philanthropy. I know, all right, Craig, it's crazy, but I did. And, Aristotle identified 3 different kinds of friendship. The first 2, what we think of as sort of selfish motivations of friendship, or what in today's climate we probably call social capital building. I'm your friend because being your friend helps me, and it helps you, and so we're exchanging social capital. The third, and the most important friendship that he identified was called virtuous friendship. And that was just doing something for the other person because it was good for the other person. And you didn't get nor expect anything back in return. And that, my friends, is what this morning is about. Because none of you here this morning are really going to get anything back. I hope you feel good about being here. I hope you feel good about helping us. But at the end of the day, none of you got up this morning at 7:30 and came here. None of you are going to make a gift to us because you're expecting something back. We're all involved this morning in the process of virtuous friendship. And it's been Little Red Door's path for 74 years to try to do that work, to just be there and be available and be helpful and to fill whatever the gap is that a person who has a cancer diagnosis and doesn't know how they're going to get through the cancer journey will make it. And that's what we're there for. So I want to say thank you to all of you. For 10 years now, I've been privileged to get to kind of bask in the warm glow of that feeling of virtuous friendship. So thank you for being that person. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for supporting the work we do. It means a lot to us. So thanks again, and I'm going to let Raphael come back with his sparkly jacket and keep us moving along. Thank you, sir.
If it's not on social media, it didn't happen. It's true. And so I hope today, I'm often asked this question, why don't we in the media do more positive stories? And we can have that discussion at a different forum. But those of you that are currently looking at your phones, checking in the office, you all have a smartphone as we speak right now. So I'm going to encourage you throughout the next hour to share the good news. You have the power to magnify the message today. What is Little Red Door doing? What are you doing? Celebrate your company's involvement. Share your story with someone next to you or across from you. So I would like for you to help me with a little project, because my boss, I see, just arrived, which now puts the pressure on me that I have to tweet, here in the next second or so. Hi, Terry. Hi. So I'm going to do a little video, and I just need your help. It's going to be very easy. This involves you. And a reminder, I'm going to post a picture in which I look the best in. So if you are doing something that's bizarre, that's on you, because I'm going to look good in the picture. So instead of doing a selfie, I'd like to do a quick video with you. And I want you to say, I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and you're going to say, "We are the faces of hope," right? We are the faces of hope. Can you do that for me? Let's just practice, because sometimes, people hear me in Spanish. So, okay, 3, 2, 1, and you're going to say, okay, but remember that you are in Indianapolis, right? Right? And so this is not New England, so we have energy, okay? Okay? So I don't want you to sound boring because, people will watch this. I don't want them to say, "Where the hell was he at this morning?" Right? This is Indianapolis. We are proud. We are involved, right? The Hoosier hospitality, so some energy. In Spanish, we call it ánimo. So a little, hey, I'm happy to be alive. Okay, so I'm going to pan across the room while you all say, "We are the faces of hope." Ah, yes, the little ah at the end. Don't end it on a bad note. Okay. Okay. I've been up since 3, okay? Yeah. Can you tell? All right, ready? Now I'm going to start on this side because my boss is on this side. So if you're wondering, why is he on that side? Because my boss is here. Wasn't expecting it. That's okay. I'm just pivoting. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. All right. You were warming up. I got you. You can do better, all right? Because you are all going to work, so I don't want you to fall short on your performance reviews, because right now that would be on the suckage level, okay? So we're going to try that one more time, so when you get to work, like, oh, look at me. I'm excited. I'm ready. Okay. Maybe I should start on this side, because maybe because of my boss, you were afraid of my boss. So let's see. In 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. I'll tweet that out here in a second. In the past 74 years, this organization has done many great things. This year alone, and the year's not even over yet, this year alone, Little Red Door has served more than 2,200 Hoosiers facing cancer. Every day, hand in hand, there they are, helping people. Over the next several minutes, we will all learn about the people that the agency serves every single day. This video you will see on the big screens highlights Ella Taylor, a client at Little Red Door, and how the agency helped her through her cancer journey. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ella Taylor.
I am originally from Cary, Mississippi. I've been here since 1969. I started out as an aide in 1973. I was promoted to an office manager in 1980, so I have been in long-term care since the 70s. My journey with cancer began with a routine mammogram, and 2 days later, they gave me a call back to reschedule for an ultrasound as well as a second mammogram. And then 2 days after that, I received a call that I had breast cancer. I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. I did not want to believe it. I didn't want to listen. I just kept moving, kept working, and prayed. I prayed about everything. I informed my family. I wanted them to know, but I hid this from all of my friends, with the exception of my sister-in-law. Everyone just went into tears. Some of them was killing me off. We have a family reunion coming up, and I am the host of that reunion, and they wanted to stop it because of my diagnosis. And I said, I'm not dead. He's going to take me to it and through it, and he did. Little Red Door is important to me because they were there for me in my time of need. They provided me with lots of help. They provided me with gas cards to help me to get back and forth to my radiation treatments that I did daily, Monday through Friday for 6 weeks. They provided me with gift cards to Walmart and to Kroger's to assist me through my struggle. They were there not just for the cards, but for moral support. I could call Dawn and she would just talk me through whatever I needed to talk about. And they help any and everyone that has a struggle with cancer. I finished my radiation a month ago, so I am now on an oral medication for the next 5 years. So I feel that I can say it's over. My advice to anyone going through this journey is continue to pray, keep your faith, never be ashamed or afraid to ask for help, and call Little Red Door.
The power of prayer, you heard there. The power of connection. The power of connection. We are thrilled now to hear from another Little Red Door client, Miss Felita Bradford. Felita has been a client at Little Red Door for 3 years and is a regular attendee of the Door to Wellness program with her mother, Mila. Please join me in welcoming Felita to the stage. I'm working. Felita Bradford.
Now tell your wife that I'm a survivor and I'm just helping you, okay? Good morning. Like Raphael said, my name is Felita Bradford, and I am a survivor. Ella, you are a hard act to follow, and I understand. I truly understand. I was diagnosed with breast cancer January of 2017. Who would have ever thought? I was 57. Got the diagnosis, scared, didn't know what to do. I'm like, somebody help me. It's difficult. You don't know what to expect. You look at people, well, what day am I gonna look like that? I try not to think of that. I try to stay positive. I wrap my arms around a lot of people in this room. They were shocked as well as I was. Didn't have time to really prepare. Like I said, I was diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer, early stage. So I got all my things together, left my house. And to this day, have not spent a night at my own home. So that's why I wrap myself around the Little Red Door for the support. That's why today I don't look like what I've been through. I'm in several support groups, and like they've already said, I'm at the Little Red Door every day. The Little Red Door is open. Somebody says, well, where's Felita? She's at the Little Red Door. Don't even look for her. She's at the Little Red Door. The number is programmed in my phone. Oh, it's the Little Red Door. I have taken advantage of all the wellness programs that I could. Yoga is excellent for cancer patients. We don't realize it, and in my wildest dreams, I never thought I would take yoga. Me, yoga, no. But now, I even have my mother in the restorative yoga. Like, all you have to do is lay on the floor, and we got you. You don't realize some of the things you take for granted, but the Door to Wellness opened the door for me and put me on the door to my wellness and my survivorship. That's why, like I said, today I am a survivor and I'm thriving. stay positive as much as I can. Like I said, at the Little Red Door, I take advantage of all the wellness programs, the yoga, the enhanced fitness, and all the cooking classes so that I can eat right. And I'm thinking, butternut squash. Yeah, Mike, it was good. Butternut squash soup. Would I eat that? Yeah, I'll eat it. And it was excellent. So that's one of the things that, I mean, there's so many component parts into the wellness. We think of the exercise, but we also need to think of the mindfulness, the coloring, the candy corn art, painting pictures. Okay, today it's fall, paint a picture. All of that helps keep my mind sharp, and let me take this one day at a time and forget about whatever else is going on. And one last thing that I want to say is thanks to everybody that has any particular part, whether you think it's something small, it's not. We all enjoy everything that everybody in this room does for the Little Red Door, because it makes it possible for those of us that are going through breast cancer or any other type of cancer to calm our bodies down and take one day at a time, and like I said, forget about whatever else is going on in the world. Thank you.
Now you heard her say she was a survivor. Indianapolis, we could do better than that. She's a survivor.
Thank you.
She thought I was going to ask her to do yoga. That's next year. Yoga with Valita right here on the red carpet. Brittany Richards and her parents, Angie and Bobby. Brittany was diagnosed with cancer, you see, at the age of 5. And this organization, with your help, with your support, helped her and her family with transportation to and from Riley Hospital for Children while undergoing treatment back in the early 1990s. Brittany, along with her husband and 2 young sons, live in Yorktown. And she's continued to work closely with this organization over all those years. We will hear from her and her parents in this next video on how Little Red Door helped her at such a young age and how she now survives. I draw your attention to Brittany's story.
Brittany was diagnosed at the age of 5, and I remember being on a field trip with her and in preschool, and I thought, man, because her eyes have always been so vibrant and big, and I thought, something doesn't look right. So I told my husband, and I said, I think we need to go to the doctor. So I took her to the doctor, and he just was stumped, and I said, well, my husband has a sty, and he's like, that's exactly what it is, it's a sty. I just kept watching her, and things were just changing quite rapidly, actually. And so I called back, and I said, I think something's really wrong, it's getting large. So by the time 2 weeks came around, it was golf ball size, and it was black and blue. So he said, well, I think I need to send you to an eye specialist. I said, okay. So we went in there, and they found out she was actually blind. You would have never known. She never complained of pain, never that she couldn't see. And at that time, he said, you've got to get to Indy right away. We went to St. Vincent's, and they did an MRI at the time, and they called us immediately that evening and said it is a large mass, but the good news is it has not gotten into her bone or her brain, but we want to wait for our full staff to do the surgery on her. So that Monday they went ahead and removed the tumor. So that was on June 10th of 1991 that she was diagnosed.
I was diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma, which is a cancer of the muscle. My cancer attached behind my left eye muscle. So by the time they removed my tumor, it was golf ball size, which is crazy in a little 5-year-old's body. But after a year of chemo and I think it was about 8 weeks of radiation, I was cured of cancer. The beginning of it, I remember being very scared because I just wasn't sure what was going on. And then as things progressed, the doctors and the nurses and my parents were always maybe giving me too much information because I was only 5. So I think I grew up very quickly that year. So I went from being a 5-year-old that only had to worry about her dance practice on Tuesday to being in a big scary hospital with lots of things hooked up to me and being in and out of surgeries and going through radiation treatments and slowly losing all of my stamina.
We got connected with the Little Red Door. At the time, my mother was friends with the lady that was the director, and she ran into her and said, told her what was going on with Brittany. She's like, you need to have them contact us. We can help them. And so we immediately did that, and they were, it was like open arms. They were just so inviting, and I just have a very special place in our heart for them.
Little Red Door was a huge support system for my family. They supplied my mom and my dad with financial resources for gas money getting to and from Riley. They helped provide some nutritional support for me because when you're going through chemo, you're not hungry, and so they would get some nutritional supplements for me then. They were just such a huge light in our lives then.
Mentally, they reassured us that cancer's not death. You know what I mean? And that's what I got out of Little Red Door when I spoke with them a lot, was that it wasn't a death sentence.
Yeah, they always reassured us, and anytime that we were down, I felt like I could call them because they became our friends. Not only did they help us financially or with supplies, they did offer a lot of, counseling in us, so to speak, but more of like friendship.
I think when you're going through cancer and you're going through anything rough in life, it's, you always hate to ask for help. It's like you have to swallow your pride and just ask somebody to help you. But when you're going through something as big as cancer, the Little Red Door is hands down one place you should start because they are the most caring, compassionate, humble people that will just embrace you and open your arms and guide you where you need to go and just give you education and tools. And sometimes you just need a smiling face that day.
Reach out for the help.
Yeah.
You got to reach out for the help because it's very hard to do at first.
Yeah.
And it really is. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to reach out for help, and because it's there.
And it doesn't make you feel like you're less than because you don't think you can do it on your own, And I think once they go to the Little Red Door, it's going to be a whole new ballgame because they're going to realize how important and how special it is.
It's been such a blessing because I've been able to kind of go full circle with the organization. I stayed in the community and I've seen that Little Red Door has done so much for so many people, but I know there's more people out there that could use Little Red Door's services and benefit like I have. So I'm just so blessed and honored to be able to sit on the advisory council now and kind of work alongside the staff of Little Red Door and give them my perspective as a child and how they were able to help me, and maybe talk to them about additional resources that Little Red Door could provide and maybe ways that we can go out in the community and let people know that we're here and that Little Red Door is here to help and they want to help. And I think that's the biggest thing that we're missing right now is, man, we just got to get out there and let more people know about how amazing Little Red Door is for our community.
Team Brittany, thank you. It's a little chilly outside. Let's go to camp. You see, Camp Little Red Door has been around for the past 3 decades, more than 3 decades. Again, because of this organization's commitment to the cause. Again, because of your support. Every year, about 80 young people currently going through cancer treatment or who have had cancer get to attend the camp. And they can bring their siblings or a friend. And each year, as you can imagine, there are amazing stories of friendship, amazing stories of fellowship, amazing stories because kids will say the darndest things. It's a week of fun. It's a week to escape. It's a powerful week. Now, we don't have enough buses to load you all up right now to go to camp. But let's go to camp. And after we go to camp, you'll meet some awesome campers.
Being able to go to a camp like this where you can do things like this in a condition that most people are in here, and being able to go somewhere here where people accept them and can relate to them, and someone they can talk to who don't think they're weird or don't understand. Not even just sympathizing, without really understanding what they're going through, but people here, they understand what the other campers are going through, and it really helps have that kind of friend base here.
When I first came to camp, I was really nervous, just didn't really know anyone, didn't really know what it was all about, but I ended up having a great time, and it's just the highlight of my summer every year, and I've made some lifelong friends here. I think it's important because people come here and they can see and relate to people who also are going through the same thing and make those bonds and have those connections with other people.
This is my 9th year at camp. This is my 2nd year in leadership. I learned a lot about teamwork last year. That was a big thing for us. And then I came back this year just because the people, they're super fun to work with. It's fun to be around younger kids and they just don't care and it's fun. I've always seen kids in the past in leadership. They made it look like a fun thing to do, and it is. It's super duper fun. But there's a lot of responsibility that comes with it, and I don't think that's something that a lot of people see. I've learned a lot from it, and seeing other people do it, that made me want to do it.
I've always loved being a leader and trying to encourage people to be a part of activities, and so when I found out about the Leadership Academy, that's always something that I've wanted to do. I've learned that no matter what, you should always stay positive and be encouraging to others, because even when you get frustrated, that it's still important to stay positive. That way other people don't get discouraged, because negativity spreads quickly.
I like everything about camp. We do a lot of activities, play outside a lot. We do horseback riding, we also do climbing, and a lot of other fun things.
My favorite activity is Cupcake Wars, because you get to mostly make the cupcake, and you get to make a little bit of a display along with your cupcake, and then people get to judge it. Mostly to me, the fun part is after you make the cupcake, you get to eat it.
I love the haircutting ceremony just because of the meaning and the importance of it as a cancer patient.
The haircutting ceremony is important because it helps us honor those who have passed and those who are still going through their battle, to support them and just show our love.
Someone who's going through cancer already has to pay a lot of money to be able to get treatment and to seek help for that. Being able to go to a camp like this for free is a huge deal. It's something they would probably almost never get to do otherwise. What I look forward to most about this camp isn't even always the activities, it's the people, the energy here. People are so positive for the most part. You meet so many friends and just the fun random stories and stuff that happens, people sharing their personal experiences. Being able to have that and come back to that year after year is a great activity and great opportunity.
Please welcome to the stage Levi and Tyra Schreiber. Levi is 11 years old and has attended camp for 3 years. He loves video games, swimming, and aviation, and wants to be a video game developer when he grows up. Tyra is 15, and she loves reading and writing stories and is on the swim team at Speedway. She wants to be a pilot when she gets older. She is Levi's older sister and has experienced the direct impact of pediatric cancer has had on the family. Please welcome the amazing Levi and Tyra.
What do you call a turkey the day after Thanksgiving? Any ideas? Lucky. I'm like that. I'm like that turkey. I'm not even 12 yet. Oh. I'm not even 12 yet, and so far I've suffered the worst disease, having 3 older sisters. Oh, and cancer too. I was diagnosed with T-cell ALL, acute lymphoblastic leukemia, in July of 2017. I don't remember them telling me that I had cancer, Everything happened so fast. I just went to the doctor for a cough and got admitted to Riley the same day and started chemotherapy. I knew that having cancer was bad, but my family and the doctors and nurses made me feel like everything was going to be okay. The first year was really hard. I was in the hospital more than I was at home, and I was very sick, very tired, and very, very bald. But it's okay because I have a nicely shaped head. Scientists don't know what causes my type of cancer. ALL is not a common cancer. It's less than 0.5% of all cancers in the United States, according to my mom, who got that from the American Cancer Society. She says that's just one more way that I'm an extraordinary kid. I told my mom in the car one day, I'm starting to feel lucky that I got cancer. It's been a tough fight, but so many good things have happened as I've gone through this, and it's because of people like you. One of the first things I did when I started feeling better was go to camp in the city at Little Red Door. I was able to bring my sister Tyra with me. She is one of my best friends. That definitely helped me not feel so shy. We hung out at Little Red Door doing art projects, cooking, dancing, and yoga. We also went places around the city. My sister and I really liked going to Eagle Creek. We also went to Flight 1. That place is really cool. Tyra and I got signed up for the Courageous Flyers program, and we had our first flight last month. I got up in the air and screamed, "I'm flying." That was an extraordinary day. So yeah, I feel pretty lucky. A couple of weeks ago, we had a reunion with our Little Red Door friends. It was nice to see everyone again. We played games and hung out. Then Victor Oladipo arrived, and we helped him shoot a commercial for Dunk Cancer. I guess he needed some cute kids in the background. It was a lot of fun. Vic is an amazing guy. He helped start the Dunk Cancer Foundation. It's a campaign that helps raise money for youth services and camp at Little Red Door. Kara is my client coordinator. That lady loves me a lot. She and Morgan introduced me to Matt from the Indy Fuel. He's a really good guy and he's fun to hang out with. I got to go to practice and meet the whole team, and I dropped the hockey puck at the hockey game recently. It was one of the best days of my life. If you're wondering if your donation really helps make the least of cancer and the most of life, I'm here to tell you that I am living an extraordinary life, and Little Red Door has helped me so much along the way.
I just want to make the point that we short people, we're funny, aren't we? Yeah? Can we give them a round of applause one more time, please? Thank you. Thank you so much. So I am going to walk off the stage this time. I often wear this little ditty at events that I attend. At RTV6, we have a leadership model that we follow. All employees are required to go through so that we could serve our communities better. And one of the things we learn in our leadership class, which we take at RTV6, an investment made by the company, is, are we leading the way? Are we leading the way? And when I was asked that question about 2 years ago, I bought the money suit, much to the disgust of Mrs. Sanchez, who was wondering, why are you buying a money suit? Now, I hate Table 22 asking for money. It is so, hi, Almeida. We went to college together. Hi, Almeida.
Hey, Raphael.
Mwah. Okay. Don't me to me. I know her. I know, slow response. That's okay. So I bought this money suit, again, much to the disgust of Mrs. Sanchez. But there are a couple of bills on here. I mean, I'm a fan of Benjamin, George. So there's something on the jacket that Table 48 spurs your desire to, or Table 68, you were kind of stretching over there. We'll take a selfie later. That sort of spurs your decision to connect with this organization in a financial way. Because at the end of the day, let's be clear, these services, they cost money. And you just heard from one young man standing by his sister who told you about his survival. You met Team Brittany. You heard from her survival. All of that is made possible because of your generosity and the generosity of your companies, generosities of foundations. So I hope that as I introduce our next speaker, I don't put you on the spot, right? Because I hate to ask about money. But again, should the jacket table, you took the sign down, 54, okay. They're gonna do double. They're gonna do double. If the jacket inspires you, and listen, nothing wrong with a Miss Discover card, and listen, that platinum Visa, we love Visa. So welcome to the stage, please, Mr. Jim Schultz with Little Red Door.
So just so everyone knows, they handed me my script, and it was this size font. I turned 50 last week, and I had to print it out on this size font. I still can't read it. So I've got my $1.50, 1.25 glasses here to read. So again, my name is Jim Schultz. I'm the treasurer here at Little Red Door Cancer Agency. I've actually been involved with Little Red Door for 13, 14 years. It is amazing. Well, this is unexpected. It's an amazing organization. I wouldn't still be with them if I didn't believe so. What we do for our clients day in and day out is amazing. We started out when I was 13 years ago. We were running about 200, 250 trips, transportation, helping out patients. We're up to 2,700 now. It's amazing, the work. Cancer is not going away. We're here to help everyone that we possibly can. I'm not really off my script really well. Sorry about that, but it's really important for us to have you guys here. This is our biggest event that we have. Everything that you contribute to this year goes to help all of our clients, like you saw today. I really would like you to consider a thoughtful pledge today. Again, I've been here for 13 years. I have been at a table here since the beginning when we started out with just 200 people in this room. I look around now and there's 1,500 people here. It is amazing to see this type of growth and the support that you guys give us. So when you're thinking about what you want to do for your donation to help us out, there are 4 levels of what we call the Face of Hope Society that we'd really like you to consider being a member of. The first level is a $1,000 level, and it's called the Little Red Door Circle. The Little Red Door can send a kid to camp for $1,000 and give them a chance to experience a full week-long summer camp time with other kids on their cancer journeys as well. The next level we have is the $2,500 level. It's called the President's Circle. With $2,500, again, just $2,500, you can provide 3,529 meals for individuals in active treatment. Again, $2,500, 3,529 meals. That's just 70 cents a meal. One coffee at Starbucks is enough to pay for 3 meals for someone battling cancer. The third level is the Leader Circle. It's $5,000 level. With $5,000, we can provide over 200 trips for people with cancer treatment. 200 trips. Some of us don't realize how hard it is for people to get to their treatments. They can't drive. They don't have money for gas. We find every way we possibly can to get them there. And then our top level is the Face of Hope Society, is our Chairman's Circle. Chairman's Circle is a $10,000 level, and it can provide over 6 months of fitness and yoga classes to our clients. Provides all other types of services that we can provide to all of our clients battling cancer. So please consider becoming a member of the Face of Hope Society by pledging at one of these levels. If you can't, you know what, that's okay. Every little bit helps. Whether it be $500, $250, or $100, all that goes a really long way. So at this time, I'd like the table captains, and I need my wife to help me because I'm the table captain, I can't reach that far, to pass out the pledge forms. When you finish completing your pledge forms, just return them to your table captain. Remember, the amount you pledge is payable throughout the entire year. Okay, it does not have to be just all up front right now. It is payable throughout the entire year, and there's various options on your form that show you what you can do. Note on the bottom of your form if your company is willing to match. There's a lot of companies out there that will match dollar for dollar. There's some companies that will match $2 for $1. There's various organizations. Anything you can do to help us from a matching standpoint is greatly appreciated. We even have the option to give online, and that's on the screen there that you can see. Just text the message to the number 91999, and in the message type FOH for Face of Hope and the amount you want to give and your name. That's all on there, step 1, step 2, step 3. And then just hit send. You'll receive a text back with a link to complete your pledge. That link will lead you to be able to do a credit card pledge, and there'll be directions on there as well on your pledge form. So table captains, please allow your guests a little bit of time right now to complete their pledge forms. And when they've been completed, please pass them to the middle of the table. And table captains, when they are finished, just hold on to that envelope, and the Little Red Door staff will collect them at your end. Thank you again all for your support. Again, this is an amazing organization. I hope you can help in many ways everyone that's here today. So while you're doing that, I would like to introduce our board chair, Karen Veach. You bet. I think it's on there.
Good morning. I'm Karen Veach, and I'm honored to be the board chair at Little Red Door. I get to do two things. I get to thank our sponsors, and then I get to talk about the public service announcement that Levi mentioned. We'd like to start with our sponsors. Thank you to IU Health, Macy's, Eli Lilly, Oak Tree Financial, Walgreens, MHS Health, Fifth Third Bank, Anthem, Franciscan Cancer Center, Eskenazi Health, Hoosiers Work for Health, Alvarez and Marsal, National Bank of Indianapolis, St. Vincent Ascension, Express Scripts, and Capital Construction. And thank you to Elements Financial, Community Health Network, and Hoover Hull Turner. And for today's event, thank you to Marquis, A Classic Rental, and to the Indiana State Fairgrounds for hosting us this morning. And special thank you to our Anthem Health Champion partners, which are Anthem Cares, RTV6, PWC, and Indigo. And this event would not be possible without the support of these great partners. And also thank you to Wasson's Nursery for the beautiful flowers here on stage. And also, last but not least, thanks to Rafael Sanchez for emceeing our breakfast this morning. Everyone, let's give him a round of applause. Second, we're excited to share something with you, and many of you may have seen it on our Facebook page recently. Anthem Foundation and Victor Oladipo are kicking off a new community campaign to benefit cancer efforts in central Indiana. And Little Red Door was selected to be the beneficiary of the campaign. Since 2015, the Anthem Health Champion Program recognizes individuals like Victor that are dedicated to being positive role models, and the Anthem Health Champion Program has helped improve the health of millions of children and families. This campaign focuses on creating awareness around cancer efforts and raising support to meet our Little Red Door needs. RTV6, PwC, and Indigo have joined on to support the effort, and we are so grateful to have them here with us today. We didn't want to miss this opportunity to share with all of you a sneak preview of the public service announcement that RTV6 produced for the campaign, and Levi was talking about how it was filmed at our offices, at the Little Red Door offices, a couple weeks ago. And so we're excited to share you get to see it live here first. It's going to be on RTV6 starting early next year.
Kids are brave, gutsy, daring, and most of all, feathery. Right, Colton?
Yeah.
But each year, cancer sidelines thousands of children like Megan. 1 in 285 children in the U.S. will be diagnosed before their 20th birthday. We have to rise up to dump cancer. Join me and Little Red Door Cancer Agency. With your support, we can give kids a chance to be kids again. Make a donation or volunteer today.
At RTV6, we are proud to be a part of this endeavor. We thank you for allowing us to be able to magnify that message. And again, I hope we're going to end today. Listen, you owe me. We're going to end, 20 minutes early. How about that for an MC? But before you leave your tables, a couple of things. Pledges, and don't forget to send that tweet or that, for those of you of a certain age, Facebook. Don't get upset, I'm just saying. For those of you of a certain age, the millennials, duck lips on Snapchat, that's fine too. But let's make sure that today, in all seriousness, let's magnify that message. There are a number of great companies and businesses here today. I want to see what you're going to post today about why you are here and how you are part of the community. Being humble about it is nice, but share the good message. Mr. McCleary, you're in the room. You tweeted at me. The video is posted, sir. I don't know where you're sitting. Thank you, sir. Table 51. I was working, baby. I had to work. I couldn't, and you were, I know. Thank you. I'm still working. As we leave today, I want to just leave you with a couple of words from someone who was much smarter than I and used words much more profound than I to paint a picture, especially on this day when it's somewhat cloudy out there. I love Maya Angelou. Love Maya Angelou. And so I leave you with these words as we leave today, as we leave this space, as we leave somewhat renewed about the efforts of Little Red Door, as we leave with our pledges and turn those in and magnifying the message. Thank you to the board and thank you to all the clients that are here today. In fact, if you're a cancer survivor, let's take a big selfie after this is done. So come up to the stage, we'll take a selfie. But the words of Maya Angelou for you today. Please remember this. Be a rainbow in someone's cloud. Be a rainbow in someone's cloud. However that works for you. A simple hello, a simple thank you, the opening of a door, a contribution to this organization. Do it your way. Be you, but be a rainbow in someone's cloud. On behalf of all of us here at Little Red Door, on behalf of all of my colleagues at RTV6, buenos dias, good morning, have a great day, and we'll see you next year. Thank you so much.